Hit record. Jesus. You let me talk for like 15 minutes before letting me know the button wasn't hit.
God, I didn't know you was gonna go off, man.
I'm always gonna go off when we on here, man.
Hey, I got a question for y'all. How y'all keep coming up big on the screen and I don't?
Maybe you move in. I don't know, cause like if I sit back, sit back here.
Yeah, like that's crazy. Like
okay, I got
I'm
you.
not used to the Zoom. I'm used to StreamYard.
So how you from South Carolina, but you got on the cowboy hat talking about the Cowboys?
South Carolina ain't got an NFL team, bro.
Real talk. Not lying about that.
From what I was hearing from my pops, the reason why he was a Cowboys fan, because growing up before the Panthers, you know, they only played Cowboys and was it the Steelers games around here?
Oh, okay,
so
okay.
He went with the Cowboys, and you know, luckily he didn't choose New York, but you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, so what's good? I'm Hawk Von Dane. That's my brother, Mr. Get That Work.
I
We
know what it
joined
is.
here by two of our friends, our followers.
Man. Yo, shout out to you guys though, because you guys are doing major moves though, man. Like, I mean, you know what? I shared the videos, whatever, but I mean, I want to make sure that it's put out there, but for the audience though. You guys are definitely making major moves though, and honestly, man, congrats to you guys, man. Congrats so much.
Appreciate
it. Yeah,
definitely,
man.
Good content, bro. That's some good content y'all be putting out.
Thank you,
fellas.
Who do y'all think, or when do y'all think Canelo? Like, what is the time frame? Like, when is anyone going to have a chance at beating Canelo right now?
I mean, let me interject right now. Like, honestly, I love Canelo. I think he's definitely the pound for pound, the best fighter right now. Based on resume. But I really feel like, looking at Canelo though, he's been like strategically ducking Demetrius Andre. Like Demetrius Andre, he's been ducking him hard. You know what I mean? And I love Canelo. Don't get me wrong though. I love Canelo. To me, again though, he's the best pound for pound boxer. But he's been, subliminally ducking Andre.
Yeah, I'm a piggyback off that because I feel the same way. I like Canelo. I just don't like how he moves. When he's inside the ring, I love how he fights. But outside the ring, he could have fought somebody else at 168, Benavidez. Everybody thinks that Benavidez is the toughest challenge at that weight class, but instead of moving up to the next weight class at 175 and taking on those tough guys, he went for a no-name. I don't know, man. And like you said, Andre has been calling him out for about 3 years now.
At 154.
Since 154, yeah. So the way it looks, it don't look good. It don't look good.
It doesn't look good, though.
Yo, hold on, man. You are a Mayweather fan. That's the Mayweather. What are you talking about?
You got a point.
Right. But
you didn't have a problem with it when Mayweather was doing it.
I definitely had problems with certain fights he didn't take. Certain fights he definitely should have took. Certain fights. But
yeah, I see, the Andre thing, like, I'm not really big in the boxing. I've over the past year, I've gotten more into it. Like the Andre thing. What is his resume like? Because if he fights, Canelo, and they don't sell as much, because of the name, because that's what all of the fighters are going for today, the paydays. So he's fighting somebody who not many people really know about, and that's what I forgot who's Andrade's promoter, but he was like, everybody's ducking him. It's a money thing. Nobody wants to sign a contract with him. Why is that? It can't just be because he's really good.
Well, I think it's his style. I think it's his style of fighting. It's hard to look good against him. It's hard to beat him. And, I agree with his promoter to a certain degree because, you could make that same case and spin it. With Canelo, some fighters that he fought, you don't know who they was. Yep. Nobody knew who Yordenis was. Nobody was looking for a Rocky Fielding fight. Nobody was looking for this next fight that he might fight at cruiserweight. So Andre does have a bigger name than all three of those guys.
Hey, John, I see you cooking, man. What's up?
He's not saying cooking right now. But Andre has actually has a great contract with the Zone because that's his promoter, Eddie Hearns. And he makes about $3 or $4 million a fight. So he makes money though. He makes money. So when Canelo called him out, calling him payday, he's getting paid. You know what I mean? Let's not get it twisted. Yeah, Andre's getting paid, but yet fighters are really ducking him though. They are ducking him though. They are.
In boxing it's hard because if you got the big name, you're almost hoping that they do give you the opportunity. But I'm gonna be honest, man. I don't see Andre. I think Andre may have the best chance to beat him, but I don't see Charlo beating him. I don't see David beating him. The one guy I could see maybe will have a chance with him is Arthur Beterbiev, whatever his name is, the big Wolverine guy, cruiserweight, just off the sheer muscle. Yeah. Just power, But boxing wise, I can't see any of these guys really touching. Though I do think David being the Benavidez fight would be exciting.
Not for nothing, I can see Tank going to 147, depending on who he fights, because he was talking about fighting Keith Thurman. And if Keith Thurman took a L, which I could see Keith taking the L to Tank, that would be wild.
If Keith Thurman loses to Tank, he needs to retire.
Look at who he's fighting now. That's what I was gonna bring up.
No way.
Keith Thurman's next fight is against Barrios. Barrios was somebody who was at 140, who he fought Tank. I told you I don't respect that as a comeback fight, but that's what it is. What do you think about that?
Listen, I'm with you 100% though. I mean, Barrios though, he's a no name. You know what I'm saying? Again though, Thurman though, he lost to a great fighter though. So for me to see him fight Barrios after that loss, it's kind of disappointing. You know what I'm saying? Disappointing. I mean, I love Thurman though, man. But man, I don't like that fight, man. I mean, I think it's very predictable. I think Thurman's gonna stop him. But still, come on, man. Like, you gotta, challenge yourself, though, man. And that's what I hate about boxing right now. Like, it's just dudes don't really challenge themselves. They don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all about just making sure you get that W, and that's it.
Right.
I think what it was with Keith, though, all the injuries. And he spoke on how he waited to have, I believe it was hand surgery or some kind of surgery. And he waited, and when they offered him the Pacquiao fight, and he seen that he was going to get Pacquiao money, he actually prolonged the surgery. So, not to make excuses, but let's see how he looks this fight to really dictate where we judge. Because for me, just because you take a loss doesn't mean you're washed up. Losses don't define your career at all, neither, especially if they're to a great fighter. So, to me, let's see how he comes back against Barrios, and then the next move after that. Because he's starting to age, so if he don't pick up the pace now, he may be on that road to being a journeyman too with Broner.
Wait, what do you think he is right now?
I think he's
hard to say. What did you say, Joe?
I think Thurman could really box. So he could really box. Like, he's good. I mean, he lost to a great contender. I mean, Manny Pacquiao. So you can't, you can't negate that. You know what I'm saying? As far as Thurman's career, he's a great boxer though. He is. And he called out Mayweather. Mayweather ducked him.
Let me ask y'all this. A while back, my man Hawk said that he's a journeyman. He's washed. Now he's kind of changing his tune. But let me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
Hold on.
Ugás beat Manny. Does Ugás have more skill than Keith to y'all?
Not skill.
I'll let you guys talk first before I say it.
I see y'all bobbing your heads, man. What are y'all doing?
No, I mean, Ugás, honestly, I think Ugás actually won that fight against Sean Porter, though. I really believe that. Ugás, he won that fight against Sean Porter. The way I looked at it,
it was close. I could see
that.
It was
close. I mean, Ugás he's a great boxer, though, man. Like, he knows how to box. You know what I mean? And I mean, for Ugás, it's crazy because he wasn't even prepared for that fight. He was a replacement. Spence. And he still beat Pacquiao. So that actually speaks a lot of volumes with that. You know what I'm saying? How Ugás came as a replacement and still beat Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao. Like, look at it twisted. Manny Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying?
He beat Manny Pacquiao, the governor of the Philippines. He didn't beat Manny Pacquiao, Pac-Man. What are y'all talking about? He beat
the change that time, right?
Hey. All right, but right now, as it stands, if they were to fight right now, Ugás against Keith Thurman, who do you think would win?
What you think, Mike?
I'm sitting there trying to think, man, because like I said, I wasn't really big into the whole boxing scene until recently, like a year ago or something like that. So I don't want to sit here and just, I'm trying to think of situations where I could go off where it actually makes, I'm spitting facts and not just a personal opinion off of who I watched your last fight. I'm trying to think back into, Keith Thurman's, other fights. I don't know.
So, John, which way you would go, man?
Damn, that's a tough one though. I mean, Ugás is he's good though, man. He's good. He's actually a very good boxer, man. Like, he knows how to box. Just off the loss of Pacquiao, I would probably lean more towards Thurman.
Okay.
Just that name back. You know what I'm saying?
So, basement boxing talk. I don't know if you can hear us, but which way you going? Keith Thurman, if they were to fight, do you think Keith Thurman's washed up? And do you think Keith Thurman could beat Ugás?
Man, I don't know. I don't think Keith Thurman might be able to beat Ugás. He might not be. He might not be able to beat Ugás. If the same Ugás came and fought Manny Pacquiao, I think Keith Thurman might lose. I think Keith Thurman might lose. But I'm gonna tell you this: if Keith Thurman don't beat Vargas, it's over for him. I mean, Vargas is definitely over for him.
Right.
Ty, which way you going with it?
And what am I?
I'm gonna have to go with the person who's active. I'm gonna go with Ugás. I'm gonna go with Ugás because he's active, and not for nothing, Cuban fighters are really good fighters. At times, Keith showed weakness to body shots. I'm gonna go with Ugás.
All right. Now, the reason that I switched up and was like, he may not be washed up yet, the reason I said that was because I watched the podcast and he talked about all the surgeries and how he fought Manny and he was injured. And he was injured for a couple years, so he actually wasn't in fighting shape. That's why I'm saying, like everyone else, let's see how he does against Barrios. If he's able to look good against Barrios, I'm taking him over Ugás. To me, Ugás didn't impress me against Manny Pacquiao. He was supposed to knock Manny Pacquiao out. I said if Sean Porter went in the ring, not Sean Porter, Terrence Crawford got in the ring with him, he's going to end Manny Pacquiao. Said the same thing for Spence. Ugás gets in there. He's bigger. He's stronger. He doesn't get wobbled the whole fight. But he didn't knock him out. Y'all expect me to believe that guy is supposed to go in there and hurt Keith Thurman? Get the fuck out of here. Get Adrian Broner in the ring.
Yo, listen, Hulk man, Dave, let me interject real quick though. I mean, Ugás though definitely listen, we cannot forget though. He was our last replacement though. So we can't. Kind of disregard that, whatever. Yeah. But what thing about Thurman though? I mean, you're right about the body set though, because you got who was that boxer? The Puerto Rican fighter that actually caught him with a good body shot.
I think it was Lopez.
Lopez
caught him with a good body shots. He kind of got stunned from a Sean Porter body shot.
Porter.
He body sometimes, I don't know, man.
Yeah. But he beat them guys though. He actually, eventually beat them guys. I mean, he beat, Danny Garcia. He beat Sean Porter. You know what I'm saying? Like, Thurman has a good resume too, though. That's what I'm saying though. With Thurman though, you can't disregard his potential as a fighter. Right. But Ugás though, still though, he's a great boxer though, man. Like, I mean, Mr. Get that work though. You said about that Cuban style fighting though, and it's very true though. That Cuban style fighting though, man, is dangerous if you really perfect it. You know what I'm saying? So, but I mean, again though, I'm still going with Thurman though. I'm still going with Thurman, man. I got it.
But let's move on, because last year we had some winners, we had some losers. So first, let's talk about the losers. What do you want to see from Lopez, and what do you want to see from Wilder? Where do you think they should go in their career?
That's a great question.
I'm gonna start off with Lopez. I'm gonna start off with Lopez. I wouldn't mind if Lopez. I really want to see Lopez get a rematch against Kambosos. But since it wasn't in the contract already, it's already gonna be some bullshit with it. So that's wishful thinking. So to be respectful, I know it's hard for Lopez to make the 135. So I would respect him if he go up to 140, and maybe if he can make the Josh Taylor fight happen.
Ooh.
Okay.
Hold on, wait. We can't switch off there. If he does fight Josh Taylor, that's dangerous. Which way are you going?
It depends on what Lopez we get. If we get the same Lopez that fought Loma, you feel me? If we get the same Lopez that fought Loma, then we in for a good fight. Josh Taylor might be in for it. But if we get the same Lopez that came in there and fought Kambosos, came in there trying to knock a motherfucker out and not boxing and not using the skill, his reach and his jab, then it could be a short night for Lopez.
Now, I want to move on to Wilder real quick, but I'm gonna jump in.
Hold on. I know my man John's a big Tio fan, so I want to hear his opinion on this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Tio, I love Tio, man. Tio, man, he's my guy. But yeah, I definitely agree though. Tio definitely messed up on that fight though. He did. He's a better boxer than Kambosos though. He is. Like, he knocked him. He couldn't really finish that fight if he wanted to. But so much. I think ego got involved, man.
Ego.
He was ego. You know what I mean? The way I looked at it, you know what I'm saying? Because Tio, he's special, man. Let's not negate that. He's special, But Tio, man, he should have, honestly, boxed Kambosos instead of trying to, looking for that first round knockout, because honestly, Kambosos, did that fight with 12 months, a year to take place?
Almost, yeah.
Almost a year, right?
Got pushed back about 6 times, yeah.
Oh my God, man. So, that definitely has a lot of effect into the fight, but I really believe that Tio is a better boxer. But Tio, he needs to move up, 140 though, man. 135 is nice weight class. 135, he needs to move up. Unfortunately, he lost the belts though, but he beat Loma.
Yeah.
So
Loma,
before I jump in there,
beast, man.
Before I jump in there, Mike, what do you got for us? What do you want to see Lopez do?
Oh no, man! I'm still thinking about that whole, that doctor's report that came out after the fact. Like he want to, throw that out there. I think they should have kept that. I don't want to make excuses, man. Like,
yeah,
just go out there and do your thing. I mean, people lose. Like, like I said, Canelo was one of the greats to me, and he lost. So just don't use that as an excuse, bro. Like, go out there and keep doing what you're doing. I mean, he is dangerous. That is a very good fighter. I've only seen 2 fights from him, but because like I said, past year I've getting into boxing, but the dude is nice. That dude is nice. Like,
all right.
I felt like he should have pushed at the end. Like when he knocked down Camboso, if he would have pushed that, man, he would have. I think could have ended that fight. Honestly,
I see what you're saying. I just want to say one thing. I like Lopez, but I think Lopez did a decent job against Camboso. And I heard, Basement say that, depending on the Lopez we get. But honestly, that night, Lopez against Lomachenko, that wasn't Lomachenko. If Lomachenko was the Lomachenko like he regularly is, I think that would have been a different night for Lopez. So
Titus, tell me why you say that wasn't Lomachenko.
Yeah.
that definitely wasn't the same Lomachenko. That he started way too late.
Listen,
way too late.
Did you ever think about that was Lomo's plan? His plan was to think, he thought that he was gonna let Lopez tire himself out.
There you go.
And then the second round of the fight, he was gonna be able to bring it to Lopez, but it didn't work because Lopez was already up in the rounds.
I can't imagine you being older, thinking the younger guy, years younger than you, is gonna get tired. I can't imagine that's your game plan.
Okay,
hold on. That's a wild ass game plan.
Hold on. Let me tell you this. Okay, I'm gonna tell you this. For Canelo, he used that same strategy. So it's not about if a fighter's old or not. Canelo uses the same strategy on all his fights. Canelo don't start off fast. He starts off slow, and then guess what? Because before, when he was doing before the PEDs and all that shit, bro, Canelo used to start falling off, come around 7th, 8th, 9th round. He had to take off.
He does.
You feel me? But now they up the level on this motherfucking PED shit and whatever the fuck he taking. Canelo, he changed his strategy. He starts to fight off slow, and then come the 5th, 6th round, he start applying a little more pressure. By the time the 8th, 9th round, he kicking in pressure that the guys are doing in the first couple rounds. And that's what everybody can do. He'll let you hit him if you can't punch a hole through a center block, then you ain't gonna really hurt Canelo.
Do you think?
I agree.
Hold on. Let me address the whole Loma thing. If y'all remember, Loma only had, I believe, one fight or 2 fights before that weight. He was moving up in weight. So when he got in there, it's still him getting used to fighting a bigger fighter. Then he not only fought a bigger fighter, he fought the best puncher, arguably, him and Tank, arguably the best puncher in that division. So I don't think it's that we saw a different Loma. I think what he was trying to do was a strategy, like y'all say. It's not the age thing. You're waiting for the young bull to kind of shoot his bullets and then take him into deep waters and try to finish him. Now, if you notice, the next fights after that, Loma's now used to the weight. Now Loma's used to the power. He is whipping guys out. Now, he don't have the power of Teo, but you saw the lesson that he gave Kwame. So
yeah, the last 2 fights.
Pointing at that man's corner, like that's embarrassing as hell. Imagine that you standing in front of him and he's like, "Hey, you better come get your boy." You like,
that was embarrassing though. I ain't lie.
Like, what can he do?
Like,
that's embarrassing, man.
I mean, even though Loma took the loss, I still think right now at 135, he might be the best still at 135.
I think so.
I mean, Bob Arum is trying to push the fight against him.
Hold on. You saying Lomo? You got Lomo over Tank Davis?
At 135?
Yeah.
Right now?
I do too.
Right now? Yeah, right.
Basement. I
Right
don't have
now.
him over. I don't have him over.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go basement on that one. I don't know.
Come on, bro.
Tank looks impressive. He has an impressive record, but just everything all together with resume and everything and style.
Lomo at hold on. You listen. You're not telling me Lomo at 130. You telling me Lomo at 135?
I think
it could be Tank.
I think right now he's the best in that weight division.
Hey,
No, I don't
the
have
reason you're saying that.
no disrespect to the panel, bro, but if that fight happens, I'm betting all you guys who talking that shit, bro. No
I think the reason
disrespect,
you're
bro.
saying that though, because
No
Lomo,
disrespect. I got much respect to everybody on the panel, bro.
Absolutely not. I'm just looking at everything. I'm just looking at everything, man. And you know, if you can't hit somebody, it's a different story. I started off with the same question, but with Wilder, because we never got to Wilder. So, you know, that everybody knows with the Wilder fight, you know, 3 fights with Tyson Fury. You know, the first 2 seemed suspect. This one, you know, it didn't go his way. Still a warrior performance from both guys, but we saw what the end result was. Where do you want to see Wilder go from here?
Wow.
Well, basement. We're gonna start off with you, then we go over the mic on the
All
Wild.
right. Okay, did this. What I like to see, first of all, I like to see Wilder come back and get a victory. If he gonna retire, I can respect that, because the 3 fights with Fury. If you think the 3 fights with Fury and the 2 fights with Ortiz, them 5 fights, man, that took a toll on Wilder, bro. That took a toll on Wilder's body. So I can respect him if he say he really don't have anything else in boxing to really accomplish. You feel me? If he's not gonna get the Usyk fight, if they gonna play games and not let him get the Usyk fight or let him get the Anthony Joshua fight, Fury, that's dead. It's really basically over. So I will respect if he can't get the big fight that he want, for him to come back, have one last grand finale, go out with a victory, and retire. You know, he retired one of the greatest champs of all time, one of the best knockout artists of all time. It's just he just couldn't defeat Tyson Fury. Some people you just can't beat, bro.
Right.
You feel me? Just some people they just have your number.
You know, that third fight that he had, real quick to jump in there, he started off really good in the first round. He showed that, you know, he learned something with Malik, and then it just slowly started to digress. His stamina looked shot to me. His stamina looked kind of shot.
That was the weight, bro. He came in too big. Deontay Wilder should have came in like he came in fight 1, 209, 210, close to there. You want to come in Tyson Fury. I don't know what they got to thinking, just because you bulk up that you will be able to carry that weight around like that. You feel what I'm saying? When you bulk up like that, man, you know that puts strain on your back, strain on your knees. He don't have no legs as it is.
Yeah.
Right.
So if anything, they should have been trying to bulk up on legs, if anything. And they did a lot of leg work, a lot of running. They say Deontay Wilder don't like to run.
Yeah, he does different type of stamina. You know, I mean, for me, I would like to see him fight Anthony Joshua. I think that's a fight that everybody wanted to see. So I would like to see him get that fight. Yeah, that's a money fight. That's a good fight to go out on. Win or lose, hopefully he would win, but that's what I would want to see him go out on. I would want to see him go out on Anthony Joshua. So let's talk about winners real quick, because we just brought up the Wilder and Lopez, but let's bring up Tyson Fury. Do you want to see Tyson Fury unify with Usyk, or do y'all have something else in mind?
Listen to this. Okay, dude. I don't think Usyk can beat Tyson Fury.
Me neither.
Listen to this.
Not at all.
No, listen.
No. Go ahead.
This is the same thing that happened to Deontay Wilder, right? Deontay Wilder wasn't used to fighting guys that were taller than him and bigger than him like that. So Usyk he's kind of a shorter guy, because especially compared to Tyson Fury. So what? Usyk 6'1" maybe? Tyson Fury 6'9". 300 and some pounds compared to maybe compared to 220. So he might outweigh Usyk by a whole 100 pounds. And we already see, listen to this, Usyk don't hit as hard as Deontay Wilder.
Right.
And nobody in boxing hits as hard as Deontay Wilder.
Nope.
So if Deontay Wilder couldn't keep Fury on his back, Usyk can't either.
I don't think that'll be close.
So
I see. Come on, Mike. Well, Mike, what you said? I want to hear what Mike said. Mike,
I don't think that'll be close, man. I think he's spitting facts. I don't think that would be close at all. You know,
hey, I can see Tyson Fury walking him down, man, and punishing Usyk, bro. Just think, man. Just think. Hold on. Listen. This thing. You see what he did to Wilder Part 3, bro. And just visualize Usyk and Fury. That might happen to Usyk in 4.
Nah, see the way how I look at it is, if you going off of skill,
it's a
Usyk
closer
is
fight.
actually good enough to get in there and have a decent fight with Wilder skill wise. You know what I'm saying? The problem is they're both skilled. It's just now, if they're both a wall skilled, what's the next advantage? The guy is fucking 6'12". That's the advantage. He got these long ass arms and he can move. He doesn't move as well as Usyk, but he moves well. Anthony Joshua shouldn't have lost that fight, but his skill level, it wasn't really a wash. Usyk actually has more skill. So now you're comparing two guys, and to be honest, you're gonna have to go, the skills are a wash. Who's the better athlete? You gotta go with the giant, because even though he's fat and out of shape, he still moves better 90% of the heavyweights. He still hits harder than 90% of the heavyweights, even though we don't know about the gloves or whatever. But skill-wise, he's probably in the top tier, maybe 99 percentile of boxing IQ of the heavyweights. So in terms of that fight, it may actually be a boring fight, but I think Tyson wins. I actually don't want to see that fight. I would prefer to see Joshua, Fury, and I want to see Usyk fight Wilder. And that to me is, if you're a promoter, that's the route you have to go. Those are all big money fights, and they're all way more entertaining. Okay. I think if you put Usyk in there with Fury, we're gonna get a 12-round boring unanimous decision for Fury.
I actually do want to see the fight.
I want to get a knockout.
I want to see the fight. I actually think the fight will look similar to Kell Brook and Gennady Golovkin, where Usyk might look impressive early on and might catch with a couple of clean shots, because, like I said, he does have skill. But I think the height and the weight after later rounds, I think he actually gets knocked out. I think Tyson Fury will actually stop him.
That's also like another cruiserweight. Remember, I believe Steve Cunningham went up to heavyweight, and Steve Cunningham's not a big puncher,
but he dropped him.
The fact that he was fast, he caught Tyson off guard, and he caught him.
Right.
But the power wasn't enough to keep Fury down. And like my man Basement said, if Wilder couldn't knock him out, I can't see Usyk doing it.
Yeah, he's going to get a couple of good shots, but he's not knocking him out.
Yeah.
He's not knocking him out.
What were you talking about?
Canelo. Where do y'all want to see Canelo go? He made history. He was undisputed. He did it in a way that I don't particularly care for, because he waited till certain people lost the belt. Whatever. Anyway,
let's talk.
Yeah, where do you want to see him go from here?
Canelo?
Yeah.
Well, shit. He started talking shit about Charlo. Let's make the Charlo fight happen. Now, this is my thing. This is my thing. This is my thing. I really want Charlo to fight Demetrius Andre first. Because I really don't know if Charlo can. With Canelo, you got to box a perfect fight. You can't make no mistakes, bro. You feel me? And a lot of people make their mistakes later in the fight, which like I told you earlier, the first part of the fight, Canelo take off. So if you're gonna make some mistakes, you gotta make them early. You can't make them late. Same thing with Kel Plant. You feel me? Kel Plant boxed a great fight for 7 rounds. For 7. At 8, 9, 10, he started getting sloppy. He dropped his hands. He started leaning his head forward. And and the man was throwing the left uppercut the whole night, but he kept missing.
Right.
But when you start leaning your head forward to him and kept your hands down, all of a sudden the left uppercut was right there for him. And it was right there to take him out. You feel me?
Okay.
So with that being said, I really want to see Canelo fight David Benavidez.
That's the first one.
Because David Benavidez, he's taller than Canelo. What's he gonna give? Canelo like to fight guys that's taller than him too. You feel me? He like to do that. But I think it'll be an advantage for David Benavidez because David Benavidez is a guy who comes straight forward. He don't box backing up. He's coming straight forward, and that's what you got to do. You got to come at Canelo straight forward. Same way Triple G came at him, straight forward. And then you get Canelo to start boxing on his back foot. Another thing too, David Benavidez can take some punches. He reminds me of like George Foreman kind of, because David Benavidez, he get there and he just block.
Yeah, he got them long arms too. Yeah,
and it's hard for your punches to get in. So a lot of it, you ain't doing nothing but hitting forearms. Next thing too, David Benavidez punches hard. You got to be able to punch hard to beat Canelo, because if you don't put a slight bit of fear in Canelo, you're not. He's going to outdo you. He got to respect you some way, somehow. And one of the ways you can get Canelo to respect you is through a powerful jab, which David Benavidez gets.
Yo, hold on, fellas. 20 minutes ago on ESPN, well, it's a source. Source per ESPN, Shakur Stevenson versus Oscar Valdez is close to being set for April 30th. But, yo, where y'all going with Shakur versus Valdez?
Oh, Shakur.
Yeah.
Shakur. Hey,
that's
Shakur
not even. I don't even know.
Yeah. Shakur gonna hurt Valdez, bro. He gonna hurt him. Now this, I can tell you this one. This one right here, I can see it. This is gonna be a stoppage, and it's gonna be to the body. This is gonna be a late round stoppage to the body. Watch.
You gonna pull a Ryan Garcia?
It's gonna be like some 10th round shit. Shakur gonna get him out to the body. Watch.
Okay. I don't know if it's gonna be a body shot. I don't know, man.
I definitely feel it's gonna be a stoppage, though. The way Shakur went out there and showed his ass against man Jamal Herring. And to me, I think Jamal's better than Valdez. Valdez had a lot of trouble, and I'm not sure if it was due to all the alleged tea drinking or whatever, but he didn't look good his last fight, man. Now, it was close. Could have went either way. But that's not going to be a close fight with Shakur. I don't give him one round, and I don't see it going all the way to the 12th. And I think it's sooner than 10 rounds, man.
Okay, where you going with this, Mike?
Same way, bro. It ain't gonna. I don't know about body shot, but I can see that, I'm with Basement on that. You know, it's just a different level, man. I did see that tweet. He was like, "I got something coming."
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
I was waiting on that.
Well, it's not official yet, but maybe it is.
Like. Okay.
Yeah, maybe it is. I might be a little behind on my trending topics.
I got something for y'all though before I get up out of here, man, because I got to start cooking. I gotta get the grill right. Hey, Cowboys playing soon. I gotta, you know.
Yeah.
I know, Hulk, and you know, let's get that word. Y'all ain't too happy about, you know, hearing the Cowboys playing the playoffs, you know, right now. But I gotta get the grill right. But I mentioned Ryan Garcia earlier. What do y'all think he's going? Like, does he seem like the scary Dodge type, or is he, you know, was he really hurt?
You know, he has a lot of going on right now in the background. It's hard to say what's real and what's not real. You know, right now he's talking about a fight with Isaac Cruz. I'm not sure that fight would happen, but if that fight does happen with Isaac Cruz,
I think he'll lose.
You think he'll lose?
No.
Who we talking about? I apologize, bro. I had a phone call. Who we talking about?
Ryan Garcia. Mike brought up Ryan Garcia. I like Ryan's style, but
Ryan.
Outside the ring, yeah, he's not looking good. But there's rumors that he's going to take on Isaac Cruz. I think if he takes on Isaac Cruz, I think it'll be a good fight. I could see him stopping him. I don't think he'll lose against Isaac Cruz. I could see him stopping him.
Hey,
but real quick, let me jump in there because I know Mike got to get out of here and do his thing. So let's just give our final thoughts on how we feel about Ryan Garcia. What do you want to see him do? Where do you want to see him go? Do you think this fight with Isaac Cruz is going to happen? Yes or no? I like Ryan Garcia. I like his style of fighting. Again, I could separate my feelings inside and outside the ring. Inside the ring, I like Ryan Garcia. Outside, I don't like how he moves. But I'm confident in his skill. So I think he could stop Isaac. It's going to be a good look, like Basement said, but I think he could stop him. I'm going to go with you, Basement. What you think with Ryan Garcia?
But I want to see Ryan Garcia do, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
I don't really want to see him fight Isaac Cruz.
Okay.
Because I mean,
who you want to see him in there with?
Listen to this. Ryan Garcia, if he's not hurt or whatever, he probably stops Isaac Cruz. He might stop. He might stop him. And then all he gonna do is take that, put a Superman cape on, and be like, yeah, I was able to do it. Tank wasn't able to do it. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. So what I want from Ryan Garcia is to step his ass up and get in the ring with somebody. You can get in there with JoJo Diaz, get in there with Tevin Farmer, get in there with somebody at this 135 that's in the top 10, bro. Not Isaac Cruz. Come on, bro. Mike, we got plenty of people to fight.
Mike, what you think?
I want to see him get active, man. It's just that layoff. You got Canelo talking about him. You know, I want to see him get active.
Yo, we want to give a special thanks to my man John Chabal, Mike, and Basement Boxing. We're going to put a little link for y'all if y'all want to keep up with them on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, wherever. Appreciate any of our followers, any of the support. We appreciate everything, man. And we want to thank all of y'all for helping us grow. We just reached 1,000 on Twitter. We've been killing it all over the place, man. But mainly we need our YouTube subscribers to get up there. So make sure to hit that subscribe button, man.
Yeah, everybody, again, we appreciate all the love. You know, we got more content coming as usual. And, you know, it's a new year, new us, and you're about to see more shit.
Yeah, man. And so it's a dope episode, but stay tuned next week.
Oh, yeah.
We got another one.
Fire.
Yeah. But yo, my brother, man, it's always good jumping on here with you, Playboy.
Always, man. Always.
Yeah.
We out.
Later, man.